Hey cuties, PeachY here, welcome back to a new video, and in this video we are going to talk about the rest of the monster news that came out today, ranging from our first look at the Ultimate Secrets Series 4 Ballet series, new mini dolls, the Skull playset, potential SKULLECTOR dolls coming soon, and more, so stay tuned and let's get into it. Okay, so first up we have this blurry picture that apparently was found on the Mattel's LinkedIn profile. I could not find this picture originally, like where it was posted, but it was posted here on Instagram by @JessRayelMonster, and basically I don't know where this is taken from, but it looks like a toy fair of some sorts, like a display of dolls that are gonna come out this year, and also like dolls that came out like last year. Basically it's a display showing off a lot of products for Monster High G3, ranging from dolls, playsets, and the little mini dolls, playsets, and also the little chibi round plushies. So, because initially we only got Claudine, Dracula, and Frankie, now we have our first look at Laguna and Cleo's plushie as well. And then on the same shelf, we can see all of the core dolls lined up, starting with the original 5. Then we have the exclusives with Deuce, Torla, and Gulia. Then we have Abby and Claude, and then we have the latest ones that are coming out this year: Venus, Caddy, who we just talked about in the last video, and Spectra. Yes, this is our technically first real life look at Spectra's final doll anyway, because we did get to see the early prototype stock photo version of G3 Spectra's core doll, which is right here. You can clearly tell that this was not the final version of G3 Spectra's core doll, because you can even see like the little Kaiser stand going around her torso, so you can tell that this was like a very it's almost like a put together stock photo. Like it's not official, it's not the final stock photo anyway of this doll, but it definitely looks final in the outfit. And now with the actual real life look at Spectra, granted it's a very blurry and very bad quality picture, but it's like really hard to make out anything. But comparing the two, you can definitely tell that this is like the final version. I mean, the cape looks a little bit larger, the sleeves look poofier, the shoes look maybe like taller, they look like a different mold perhaps, like they look longer, and then we also have the hair, the headband seems to be lower on her forehead, almost like around her eyes. Yeah, I don't know, but it looks interesting. And there's not really anything else we can make out with Spectra here, unfortunately, but this is technically our first real life look at Spectra, G3 core Spectra's doll. But I mean, assuming that now we already have our first real life look at this toy fair or whatever, I think we'll get to see her final stock photos very soon. And right below them, we have on the second shelf the monster truck. I keep calling it monster. It's a food truck. It's the food truck concert little playset that opens up. That's exclusive with the Dracula doll, obviously part of the Monster Ball theme. You can see that the truck is opened up, and you can see that Dracula is standing there holding like the guitar. And yeah, it's very blurry. You can't really see the doll or anything. You can't really make out Dracula, but it does seem that she's wearing the exact same outfit that she wore in the stock photos that we took a look at in the previous videos. So yeah, she doesn't look as equal as the other 4 individually sold dolls, which we can see here on a table in front of the shelves. Oh yeah, and also we have our first real life look at the new Cleo, Laguna, and Frankie core refresh dolls that are also on the second shelf, but they're really obscured by the other dolls in front that are here on the table, that are the Monster Ball individually sold characters. So we have Claudine, Cleo, and then Laguna and Frankie standing on each side next to the Claudine doll in her packaging still, and you can see that the packaging, it looks very unique. It has almost like a hexagon shape. It's a different unique shape. It almost looks like a crystal with like the different reflections of the box. It almost seems to be a lot of it almost seems to be like the whole box on the front is like a window box. Like it's all clear, you can see straight through it. It seems to be more visual, like you can see like all angles and corners of the doll through all of these through all of the clear plastic, obviously in the front. So yeah, the doll is in the middle, and we can see the accessories surrounding her basically, and at the bottom we can see, I guess, like the name and then the artwork on one corner. And yeah, it looks very interesting. Definitely like very specific packaging. I'm definitely curious to see like if it's unique to every character, or if there's like a crystal theme for like the monster ball as well. Now in the second picture here, we can see these Ultimate Secrets Series 3 dolls, and then right below them we can see the new Ultimate Secrets Series of 4 dolls, Abby and Jey Laura. Now I'm assuming that where the school is, and we'll get to the school playset in a second, but behind the school there is the other 2 characters that are part of the 4th series of the Ultimate Secrets lineup, that apparently includes Cleo and Claudine. So that will be the character lineup for series 4. There's only 4 characters instead of 5. And as you can tell also from the leaks that we talked about in previous videos, the gimmick and reveal like surprise thing also has changed. The packaging has changed as well. It all has like a new gimmick that they're using here to reveal the surprises. Like it's a completely new mechanic that they're doing here with the fourth series. Now this series is ballet themed, and as I mentioned, we can see Abby and Jey Laura clearly here in a picture. Once again, blurry, yes, but still technically our first real life look at these 2 new dolls, these 2 new characters, part of the 4th Ultimate Secrets series. So I can't really make out anything, but the actual the actual thing, the whole like the packaging, the box that they come in, that's like the biggest thing that I can obviously see here, because it's very colorful. The Abby's is blue, Jey Laura's is pink, Claudine's will be probably purple, and then Cleo's is, yeah, no, of course, we already saw the leak, so we already know what they're gonna look like. So yeah, they open up differently. The doors are like on both sides. Yeah, I'm very curious to see like how this is actually gonna work, and how like are the tops molded on. That was like a theory that a lot of people were talking about, like because in the leaks, some of the tops looked very rustic, and like they just looked very like painted on basically. So that's why people were scared, like what if it's painted on top? So no, so I guess we'll see. And yeah, but at first glance, I guess, yeah, they look cute. Yeah. And right below these new ballet themed dolls, I didn't notice this at first. I only noticed it after Zombiex Corn Jay pointed it out on his Instagram story. Right below them, we can see our first look at the new color reveal mini figurines. They look very interesting. Like this is like our first ever look at these little mini dolls that we had previously. We had only heard rumors about and like descriptions and stuff. So this is like again, not a good look. It's very blurry, but you can kind of make out the silhouettes, like the different figurines. There's apparently Spectra is a chase figure, so she's going to be rarer than the other figures, which include Cleo, Laguna, basically the main 5 ghouls, like as always. And then Spectra is the 6th figure that again is like the chaser one, so she's going to be harder to find. I believe, yeah, there's only 6 figures, but yeah, they look pretty small. I think I remember reading that they were supposed to have interchangeable clothing pieces or something, so that is interesting. Do they have posability? I don't know. They don't have real hair. It is, for the most part, molded on details. And if you've seen the Disney Princess color reveal mini dolls, basically their figures, then this is probably going to be very similar to what they did with those little minifigures for the Disney Princess line. That's like a very similar color reveal gimmick. So basically like that. So I don't think these are like Polly Pocket where they're articulated and you can like remove older fashions. These are probably more static figures that are like not as articulated, and they're more like just, yeah, I even doubt that you'll be able to exchange any clothing. Like I don't see how that's possible unless they are like, mini dolls and not mini figures, like little figures. So but let's see. I mean, these could do well depending on how cute their design is, and like if they're chibified or like what kind of like aesthetic they're going for with these little minifigures. And then lastly, yes, we do have the new school playset that is once again on a table separately out in the front. So yeah, this is our first real life look at the new school playset. It looks very complete. Like I think previously with school playsets for Monster High, they have always felt more like facades and like vignettes. Like they've felt more like, you know, Barbie Dreamhouse playsets where they're kind of like just not very connected. They don't really, you know, like not very architecturally stable. But this one, it looks like an actual school. So this looks very promising, very cool indeed, and actually not as big as I thought it would look. But yeah, we have like 2 levels. Yeah, 2 levels, like in a little elevator or something in the middle. It looks very fun. Like the staircase, and we have the entrance in the middle as well. Yeah, it looks very cool, and I think it costs like 100 and something, probably. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it looks very cool. Moving on, this is peculiar. So on the forum for the Fangvo members, we have a new post here by one of the admins asking people if they would be interested if they would purchase the leftover options that didn't get picked for the Fangvo Genifyer polls separately. So basically, the options that didn't get picked, if people would be interested to buy them separately, basically as a add-on fashion pack. Kind of, not really a fashion pack because there's no fashion here. It would just be mainly accessories and then a extra head with the makeup and then the hairstyle that didn't get picked. That's, yeah, how would they do that? So yeah, logistics. But would you be interested in buying like the leftover options separately if you already bought the doll herself? Like, would you still want to buy these accessories separately, or do you think it would just be like too expensive? But then the same admin also left a post on the forum asking us members who we would like to see get turned into a SKULLECTOR doll next. Now obviously for this year we have the Wednesday Addams and Morticia 2-pack. We have the Monster from the Black Lagoon collector doll. Then we have the 3-pack including the Sanderson sisters, to name a few. I'm sure there's going to be more by the end of the year, but those are like some of the ones that are coming this year. I guess they're asking for like who we would like to see get a SKULLECTOR doll for next year, because I think that's very doable. Usually designers create designs for dolls a year ahead of time before they actually get released the year afterwards. So it always happens like a year beforehand. The preparations happen very early, so you know, that's why we get leaks so early on as well. So a lot of people, this is so exciting because a lot of people basically said Corpse Bride in the comments. Of course, there were a lot of comments that also said characters that were more like obscure, like Hellraiser, you know, like Pinhead, and that's that's the only example I have. There was like Ex Machina, there was like a lot of different like Pan's Labyrinth. There was like a bunch of like various miscellaneous characters that people wanted to see SKULLECTOR dolls made of. But again, some of the biggest names I found was the Corpse Bride, like a 2-pack for Victor and Emily, and then I saw a lot of people wanted to see Coraline and the Other Mother, a 2-pack of those 2 characters. And then I also saw a lot of people wanted to see Edward Scissorhands, and you know, I think all of those are really promising, like Coraline and the Other Mother. I think that will be a very doable 2-pack, especially because they already have such a creepy vibe to them, and the proportions are not far off from Monster High proportions in the first place. And then Edward Scissorhands, maybe the love interest from that movie as well, that was played by Winona Ryder. And wait, that would be that would be the second SKULLECTOR doll of the same actress, because we already had Lydia from Beetlejuice, so that would be funny. But I think for Edward Scissorhands, people would like to see him also remain you know, male and not like gender bent. But I think the one that wins by far is Corpse Bride, the 2-pack for Victor and Emily. I also think that's the most likely to happen for next year, because wouldn't you know it, next year they're going to be celebrating the 20th anniversary of that movie as well. It's going to be 20 years since that movie came out next year. So that would be perfect if they did a SKULLECTOR 2-pack for those 2 characters from the movie, but for next year, not this year, next year. That will be amazing. That will be perfect. Again, I think it will make sense, and it will be undeniable, because I mean, they wanted to know what us fans want to see who we would like to see get turned into a Skullector doll next. And we said Corpse Bride. So they cannot negate it anymore. They have to see. I mean, someone's got to be reading the comments, and someone's got to be reporting this to, the higher ups, and I'm sure that it's gonna happen. I mean, it has to happen. I'm pretty sure a lot of us thought that Wednesday Addams, Morticia Addams was never gonna happen, Skullector dolls, but it happened, and we're also even getting Sanderson sisters. A 3-pack of those characters, and that's a Disney license. So if that can happen, Corpse Bride, a 2-pack can definitely happen as well. And I would die, because Emily getting a Monster High doll, literally, I would actually try getting that 2-pack just for her, because she's the heart of the movie, and her design is a Monster High doll already. Are you kidding me? She's perfect. Oh, and lastly, speaking of Skullector dolls, we do have some close-up, better looks at some of the new head sculpts for some of the new Skullector dolls coming this year. So here we have the RuPaul Skullector Celebrity doll. Now RuPaul, her character is gonna be a dragon character in Monster High, so that's why they have the new unique ears, and we also have the little fang tooth sticking out. The molding for the mouth is very unique to this head sculpt, and the nose and the expression, so it looks weird obviously here because there's no paint here, so I'm very curious to see how it will look actually finalized. Next we have Morticia Addams. You can tell by the eye shape and the expression and the pointy nose and the cheekbones that this is her. Definitely is her. It looks like her. It's such a uncanny similarity. And then here we have Wednesday's face sculpt. It's very much similar to Morticia's, but it's more childlike. It has more of a youthful look, plumper cheeks, and not as high cheekbones. The nose is even smaller and more upturned. It's more of a button nose, and the eyes are not as narrow as with Morticia. And this one seems to be the Garden Ghost designer doll. It keeps baffling me. What is this doll? What is this head sculpt? It looks so basic. I have no idea what this doll will turn out to be. Is it really the designer Garden Ghost doll, or is it one of these Sanderson sisters, the younger one, the youngest one, that's Sarah Jessica Parker? Is it that character, or is it really the Garden Ghost designer doll? I have no clue, but it looks like a very generic face sculpt to me. But that was the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and consider becoming a member today if you're able to support the channel, and so you don't miss out when I post more content like this coming your way and keeping you up to date with all the doll tea you love. Stay safe, be kind. I hope this next time stay peachy. Kisses.